Welcome back to Just Call Me Viv and or at least my second act mindset series. In our last episode, we explored the world of dating apps, and it was brief, but again, it was just getting you to step your toes in the dating app world. And so now we're talking about the doors that we can choose to walk through with our compass in hand, which we did back in our second episode. Today, we're talking about something that can feel intimidating, which is creating your online dating profile, that little square of the internet that's supposed to capture who you are, what you want, and why someone should stop scrolling. No pressure, right? Your profile is your digital first impression. It's the doorway where someone pauses, glances in, and decides whether they want to step closer. And yes, people make judgments fast. Studies show that users decide whether to swipe left or right in less than 7 seconds, and that means your words and images matter, but not in the way that you might think. And this isn't about being the prettiest or the funniest. It's certainly not about like just being drop dead gorgeous, but it really is about being authentic and inviting. And the right person isn't looking for perfect, they're looking for a real person. And that's what you want to show them. I know that for me, I was really apprehensive about posting pictures. It made me really nervous. And I was, scrolling through pictures on my phone, and I don't really take a lot of pictures of myself, and I was just really scared to take any pictures of myself. I was really afraid of the selfie, but I just bit the bullet. I went on TikTok to try to figure out best ways to take a selfie, and I took a couple and I posted them. Again, they weren't perfect. I'm not someone who wears a lot of makeup, so I wasn't wearing makeup in any of my pictures, kind of like how I show up in the world on a daily basis, because I don't want to fool anyone into thinking that I'm a certain way. So, what I presented to the world on my online dating profile is really how I look on a day to day basis. And so, my mindset essentially was, this is me. You either like it or you don't, take it or leave it. But this is who I am presenting to the world. And that's essentially what I'd like you to do, is just to be your authentic self. There is always someone for someone else. And don't be afraid to like a profile that you think, right, this person may be out of my league. I don't know why we ever do that to ourselves and thinking that someone who we perceive as being attractive may not have an interest in us. So again, it's about being authentic and inviting and welcoming someone in, and that's going to show through in your pictures. So let's start with the pictures, because let's honest, like that's what they see. And so again, choose photos of you living your actual life, a laugh, walking your dog, or cooking in your kitchen. I know that people like to travel, but if all you're posting are travel pictures, you may give the impression that that's all you do, that that's your life. Again, take pictures that really reflect your life. So if you're someone who likes to take daily walks, maybe that picture of the daily walk. If you're someone who enjoys preparing meals at home, maybe a picture of you cooking. And so don't try to stage these photos. And another suggestion is to avoid the overly filtered stage or photos from 10 years ago. You want someone to meet you, not a version of you that you don't even recognize and that doesn't exist anymore. Don't pose the pictures of when you were like thin and young. Post the pictures of you as you currently look. I think that goes a long way. Another piece of advice, and that's just a tip that I picked up from scrolling on Instagram and TikTok, is that black and white photos actually get more views, 107% more views. So just again, change the filter from a color picture to black and white, and you may see more, or you may attract more likes on your profile. Okay. So here's a good rule of 3 to 5 photos. Hand requires 6, but the 6th picture can be of a pet or your favorite spot. And make sure that each photo is telling a different story. Think of it as a mini album of your life. And again, this is not a beauty contest. Now let's think about the bio. And this is where so many people freeze up. Keep it short, but give enough for someone to start a conversation, someone to be interested in your profile. Share what lights you up. Maybe it's books, cooking, concerts, or the fact that you make the best arroz con dulce. And humor is great. I love funny responses. It's great if it feels natural, but don't force it. Don't ever force humor if it doesn't come natural. And please avoid cliches like I love to laugh, or I enjoy long walks on the beach, or meal prep on a Sunday, or gym. Again, avoid the cliches. Instead, be specific. I laugh at my own jokes, even when they're bad, or my dog thinks he runs the house, and honestly, he does, or the little details that paint a picture of who you are in your life. I know that when I match with the person that I dated, I'm going to call him Storm because he has the most amazing blue gray eyes. They remind me of a stormy sea. When I matched with him, the thing that really drew me to his profile were not only just his eyes, but he put in a little fact about pigeons. And I just thought that was so interesting and it was unique. And it was like just a bit of trivia that I just thought, I'd really like to get to know this person a little more. And I was the one who actually initiated the match by sending him a rose on Hinge. That's how strongly I felt about this profile. So, again, right? Little bits of information that give people that first impression of who you are. Uh, but here's something that I'd like you to keep in mind is not to overshare and protect your privacy. So avoid listing your workplace, your home address, or anything that's too personal right away, or anything that would identify you. Uh, Use your profile as an invitation for connection, not to hand out your life story. Again, this happens when you've already matched and you're messaging each other and trying to get to know each other. And even then, a word of caution, you don't want to overshare too much. In particular, I would say if you have children, make sure you protect their privacy as well. And if you're feeling stuck, please know that you're not alone. Many people struggle to write their profiles about themselves. This is when I would lean into friends. I would say talk to your friends, ask them some of these questions, have them help you fill in the profile. But also, don't be afraid to use Chat GPT to help fill in some of these gaps, plug all the information about you that you wanted to spit out. And it's like asking a supportive buddy to help you brainstorm profile ideas. And maybe you've written your bio and you need help polishing it up. It could help you rewrite your bio or come up with prompts that actually sound like you. So I've created a dating app GPT that I'll link to this video and feel free to utilize it. Again, it's free to use. Um, Remember that your profile isn't about impressing everyone. It's about attracting the right people by being yourself. Think of it as leaving the door open just a little, just enough for someone to see the warmth inside you. And next time, we'll talk about what happens after the match, those first conversations, and the art of turning a digital hello into